judge was like, yo, these bylaws are bullshit, and that man should be able to sell it at a public auction, court ordered. No one could stop it. But, it's funny how people aren't that bright or, I don't expect people to be so smart, but when people are calling me like, oh, that's messed up, I'm like, wasn't I trying to do a public auction in the first place? You think I was only trying to make 800 grand? I'm trying to make 8 million, 10 million, 20 million. Jay himself said it's worth 10 million. So that would mean,
I think it's more.
Yeah, so that would mean he gets his 8, I get to keep 9. But it's going to be auctioned if let's say it didn't go, if the sale didn't happen, I could auction it, advertise it, goes to the highest bidder. If you want to be Jay's boss, if you want to be the CEO of Rocafella Inc., if you want to call the board meetings and they got to come through and make decisions, it could go to the highest bidder. And you saw what they said. They like, yo, we'll probably sell it.
Yeah, listen, because it's a pinnacle of...
So I'm not saying I did. I'm not saying I did it, allegedly, but stay tuned. And at the end of the day, of course, it's going to be fun. It's too funny.
What makes it the fun?
Because it's Cam and Mase. And again, not to be on no bitch shit or nothing, but it's like, yo, they just keep hating. So if they don't want me to go and get my money, then, yo, y'all could deal with Cam and Mase. Fuck it. Or whoever else buys it. But I think it would be more fun with the cats I grew up with.
Yeah, they're going to give them a harder time, I believe.
No, you trust me. They're making, we've been talking, so they have great marketing. But I like their direction that they're talking about going with that asset. They're really talking about taking control, making sure it gets monetized. Because they can't, you have what's called a fiduciary obligation to do what's in the best interest of that asset, of the product. You can't personally say, because I'm mad at you, we can't make no money off it. That's illegal. So they can't stop Cam and Mase from monetizing it unless they got a real good reason. But right now, if it needs to make more money and they come with an opportunity and they can't say no. You can't block it for personal reasons. You got to make money. And I like what Cam and them is doing. I like the business mind and I like where they're going. Mase has really evolved. It's like having this kind of conversation 30 years later, and they got their own show. I'm on my own network. You know what I mean? And us all being in a position of power.
Boss.
And never I can't really tease them about playing themselves to get where they had to go. Where a lot of niggas I could, most. So when I get in front of I ain't gonna say no names right now because I'm not on that. But I could tease you got there, but you had to do this. You had to sell that one out. They didn't do that. None of us did.
I did it your own way.
We Harlem niggas. We stood strong. 30 years later. You ain't a real Harlem nigga unless you actually were tested. Let me see if you gonna fold. If you fold, you're not a Harlem nigga. Just because you from Harlem, you folded. You don't get that stat. But you gotta be tested to see if you're gonna fold or not. And I think all of us individually have been ultimately tested. And we don't fold, pause. And we get to laugh, we still get to work with each other, and that's the example that we lead. Pause, no matter what, Harlem sticks together even through diversity. So even if we don't see each other for 5, 6 years, when we get back together,
it's like we see each other yesterday, yeah.
And we're not supposed to be seeing each other, be up under each other all day. We all got other shit to do.
Them days are gone, man.
Yeah, we did what we had to do, and now it's time to go see the rest of the world.